Crypto Hotep here with another crypto trading video. In this video, we will be covering a couple things. We'll be covering the state of the market currently with everything that's going on in the short week here. We will also be talking about my crypto altcoin trading portfolio that you see right here on CoinStats. And then we'll go through a couple charts. As a reminder, nothing that I say is financial advice at all. Please do your due diligence when trading crypto or stocks or metals or anything volatile. And also, let's give a big shout out to our sponsor, Coinbase. Yes, world-renowned Coinbase. Crypto Hotep and Coinbase do have a partnership. And if you would like to support Crypto Hotep, the channel here, feel free to click on the link. It'll be in the description. Even if you already have a Coinbase account, you can still link your account to Crypto Hotep, and literally that's it. You don't have to add anything in there. You can keep just buying, selling, trading crypto on Coinbase, and you will be supporting the channel. As you guys know, I've been in crypto for over 4 years now. Coinbase has always been the broker of choice. I can get my money in, I can get my money out very quickly. Lots of liquidity, obviously, and a world-renowned name in Coinbase here. If you are looking at my Coinbase setup and say, Crypto Hotep, how do I get my setup like yours? I use Coinbase. Click this little tab on Advanced, and then you'll be greeted with the setup that you see here. You also will get discounted rates for trading versus using the regular Coinbase app. Okay, so as we see here, this is the crypto altcoin trading portfolio that I have. I think we started with $1,000. We're currently up $12.91, and we haven't sold any positions. We have XLM, we have Helium, HNT, Doge, probably the king of the memes, Dogecoin, and then our great friend Link here. So Helium itself has been on a tear. All-time rate of return of Helium is trending near 70%. We are at 67%, which is fantastic. I did look at the Helium chart, and I will be, let's go ahead and look at the Helium chart right now, actually. And I will be placing a sell order closer to the $8 level here. So I placed a sell order in Coinbase at $7.95. Because we are, as you can see, we're past $6.12 here. If we do close on the weekly above this weekly value area or key level here, then I do think the next path of resistance, no pun intended, is this area here, which is around the $8 mark. So a very good position. I bought in at a very low rate. I bought in at around the $3 mark here, and this position is, I think it's currently carrying the portfolio. In terms of Doge, let's look at Doge really quickly here. Doge, prices in a current flipped area or flipped key level. So one thing that I've changed with my trading style is I'm still on the weekly time frame. That hasn't changed. I'm still marking out my weekly key levels. That hasn't changed, but I have a different type of perspective where we're just looking at most recent weekly key levels, and I mark those out in a blue rectangle, and they have to break a structure or have a change of character, and that's one of my main premises with the value area. I also do target flipped weekly key levels, such as what you see here in Dogecoin. And what I mean is you'll have a key level here that acts as resistance, right? So we have this level that has acted as resistance here, 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 and here, and here. Well, finally, price pushed up without any type of resistance here, and now it's fallen right here back into this value area. Now, next thing I do is we can go to the daily, and we'll see currently that price did sweep this low here. We are currently in the purple rectangle, which is the flip key level, and we are seeing signs of life, i.e. there are buyers in this level here. Okay, so if I wanted to, this would be a decent enough buy for me in terms of adding to my Dogecoin portfolio. I wouldn't mind doing that here at this level. But that's kind of how I've been changing my thought process with my trades. That's allowed me to have cleaner trades. I'm still using my slow stochastic, which is up top here, but now I have cleaner trades, cleaner charts, and less clutter. So with the link, with Chainlink, we have, again, very similarly, we have our weekly value areas noted here. So we have weekly value areas between around, we'll call it $5 and 620, and then we have this weekly value area here. Now, as you can see right here, this area, very similar to Doge. We had resistance here, price pushed up, blasted through here, and ironically just tapped into this level here. One thing that I do as well to add some confluence to my levels is I usually stretch them out. I just want to stretch them out to see if price has touched them or tapped into them on other occasions, which, as you can see, this one has. Now, if we look into Chainlink here, Chainlink has reacted off of this level. Just because price isn't back in this level, I don't feel good with buying this out in no man's land. Just buying it in just basically air, because nothing is supporting it right there. So I would not actually buy this right here. I would just be watching, because I would assume that we would potentially get a rejection back down here, and hopefully we find the bottom back in this area. And then, because that's typically what happens with price. Sometimes price will react fairly quickly and bounce up. Most of the time, price will bottom out somewhere and you'll get a chance to get into it. And what I mean is, if you look here, price kind of bottomed out here. There was a decent enough reaction at the beginning, and then price came back down into it, and you had a chance. You actually had a couple weeks here to accumulate a position before price moved up here. Okay. And the last, but certainly not least, XLM or Stellar. Kind of a rock and a hard place here with this price. What I mean is, we have a flipped weekly value area here. We have a regular weekly value area here. And price is just kind of ping-ponging between these levels. You'll probably see this once we get over to the daily. And as you can see, price dipped below that flipped weekly area. Up, down, right there. So nothing I would do currently. I would like to buy again if we get in this area. If we don't, completely fine. But if I do get opportunity to buy in this area, I will, only because the cost or my average buys, as you can tell here, is pretty high at 10 cents compared to what it is currently. Okay, so yeah, price is at 10 cents currently, but if I can ever lower this, I wouldn't mind doing that at all. Okay, and then in terms of the market, a couple things. We look at the dollar. As always, we do look at the dollar. We look at the dollar because usually the dollar is inverse to crypto. So what we would like to see is the dollar dumping. And as you can see here, we potentially have a 1, 2, 3 triple top formation here on the dollar. We have price coming back into a weekly value area. And what I would hope to see is price moving further down in this weekly value area or key level towards the 100 mark. Okay. We may see that eventually with the emergency rate cuts that could potentially happen in the weeks to come. Okay, if we look at ETH BTC, we have, it's pretty amazing. I looked at this chart the other day with my new new trading strategy with the weekly value area, and it kind of cleared everything out for me. And so, not only do I mark the weekly value areas, but I also mark the trend line, any patterns that I see and such. And it's really amazing because this ETH BTC chart has been trending down since for 1 year. It seems like it's been trending down for a whole year, and it still hasn't found a bottom yet. And this is what I'm hoping happens, where we can essentially find a bottom and we can revert back to the upside. But it's pretty astonishing here. So we'll see. We may have some further downside for some alts just to accomplish this, or if we don't, potentially we'd like to see price move back into this weekly value area of 0.05 eventually here. And then last but not least, we have the altcoin market. So the altcoin market is the TOTAL3 chart, and that covers literally everything except Bitcoin and ETH. And so as we can see here, we have price coming back into that weekly value area, very similar to our ETH BTC chart we just saw. We also have a flip value area below this, okay? And so right now, if we flip to a daily chart from the weekly levels, we can see multiple taps on the downward trend line. We can see a fantastic reaction to this value area, which has not been mitigated except at this point, which was the start of this week. And we can see that potentially what will happen is price coming back up onto this trend line, maybe for a reaction further down into this area here. And what I mean is something along the lines of potentially we do this here and then come back down. If we don't clear that downtrend line, that potentially could happen. And let's look at BTC, but let's go to the weekly. And BTC, again, BTC price is coming back into this weekly value area here, or this weekly key level, I should say. So we are at a flipped weekly value area. So again, this was supposed to be resistance. It didn't push price down that much. As you can see, it did push price down a little, but eventually it caught steam and pushed right back up. So I did mark this level out here. Another thing is price still hasn't been able to cross path 70, I think it looks like 73 or about 73 or so. So again, this area is still acting as resistance for price. We're kind of in no man's land here. Still nothing to be really worried about. Can we go back to the 40s? We could. Not really sure. But what could happen is we could have price come back down into the 40s, only to make another new all-time high. And that's what could happen for Bitcoin. And Ethereum doesn't look bad. I think we see a move back to 3,000 plus on Ethereum fairly quickly. These are my little squiggle lines here that I think or what I think should happen. Price came down into a weekly key level, as noted, and we had breaks of structure here. So we had a change of character here. We've had a break of structure here to the upside. We have another break of structure here to the upside. And then finally, price kind of stabilized. And then we had a correction here. So we had kind of a dip correction. That changed the character of price, which means instead of it being break of structure to the upside, now your change of character is now to the downside, which is fine. But that price reacted well into that key weekly level right here. So not only did it wick through the weekly level, which was fine, but we also have a doji, bullish doji to the upside, and we have price showing buyers at this level. And so what I think could happen is we could revisit 3,000 right here and then potentially come back down and then go up. So those are my thoughts here. One other item or chart that I should say is this BTC dominance chart. And just to keep this in mind, this level, this weekly level, I think everybody should watch here. So weekly level or weekly flipped level here has not been touched since, what year is this? It's crazy. Has not been touched since, what was that? Since April of 21. That's when price essentially came through it like hot knives through butter. Ever since then, it has not been touched except for now. So I think we receive a harsh rejection here, and this will bring BTC dominance down. And this is good for alts because once BTC dominance decreases, then that brings life to our altcoins. And another confluence to that is we are also nearing oversold status. And that's happened a handful of times where price, whenever you see price at oversold status, we usually get a downtrend here in that level. We can see that. Not always, right? So not going to say it happens always, but when we are above that red line, when we are above 80, that's typically when we see a major sell-off or a downtrend. Right there was one, right here was another, and then obviously, boom, right here, that was a big one. So what I'm thinking is this is going to act as strong resistance here, and the BTC dominance is going to just come down into some of these levels here below. So with that being said, guys, I hope this video was helpful. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below. And let me know what you think. And as always, thank you and happy trading.